it, Tzu Chi volunteers organized a rice distribution in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. We learn why about 60% of the forest fires in Taiwan are caused by human activities. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen now. Thank you for joining us. Following Tzu Chi's assistance to Haiti in the aftermath of the 7.0 magnitude earthquake 5 years ago, many local residents were inspired by the charity organization's ideals of love and compassion and decided to join its ranks. At Tzu Chi's most recent rice distribution in La Saline District, Port-au-Prince, 88 local volunteers were on site to lend a hand.
A large crowd gathers at the entrance to the distribution venue as they cannot wait to get inside. Police were called in to maintain order and prevent the situation from getting out of hand. A local priest shares with residents that the rice that they are receiving today is the accumulation of love from millions of people throughout the world. At the distribution venue here in La Saline District, Port-au-Prince, 1,200 families will each be receiving 2 bags of 20 kilograms of rice. Despite having to carry the heavy bags home, everyone left with smiles on their faces.
Thank you, Tzu Chi. Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master. I'm very happy to have received this rice. I hope to see you all again next year.
Thank you to the Master, thank you to the organization Tzu Chi, and thank you to Taiwan.
88 local volunteers not only spent their day hard at work distributing rice, but prior to the distribution, they also donated their spare change into a bamboo bank to pay their love forward.
I feel great. I really enjoy helping out our community because we do it with love.
Under the blazing sun, local residents work quickly to offload bags of rice from the truck. Thanks to Tzu Chi, these bags of rice have ensured that residents will have enough to eat in the months to come.
We go to Malaysia in our next report and continue to follow the progress at the rehearsals for the upcoming Water Repentance Sutra musical adaptation. Let's see how the group of entrepreneurs and doctors took time from their busy schedules to rehearse for the upcoming performance. But first, we bring you the story of entrepreneur Chen Shanxing and see how he transformed from a compulsive drinker into a model husband and father.
有些是我买的。 这蛮久的，不要理它，就放着。
This liquor cabinet in Chen Shanxing's living room is now a decorative piece of furniture in his home.
When I was done for the day and I had nothing else to do, I'd call 2 or 3 of my friends, and we'd go out for a few drinks. This was the life I led.
When he wanted a drink, he would ask if I wanted to join him, and I would say, yeah, why not?
Friends for 10 years, Chen Shanxing and Chen Wenchen often spent their nights drinking heavily. Last year, the two decided to join the musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra, a decision which changed the course of their lives.
Just like the verse in the sutra which says, "Lost in the mundane world, our true nature is obscured." When we drank the days away, we really lost sight of our true nature.
Chen and his wife run a company together and business has been great over the years. However, Chen's drinking problem often had his wife worried about his well-being.
When he has a little too much to drink, he starts raising his voice.
When I'm under the influence of alcohol, I tend to drive really fast. It never occurred to me that my wife would worry over my safety or that I'm actually putting myself in danger.
Given the title champion drinker by his friends, following a social gathering last year, Chen Shanxing's drunken stage was caught on camera by his friends.
When I saw the picture, I asked, is that him?
I could not believe my eyes when I saw the state I was in. It was then that I decided to give up alcohol.
He has really given up drinking now. When I offer him a drink, he always refuses. He won't even drink 1 glass. Then I realized, if he quit drinking, then so should I.
He checks in with me during the day now, and he'll ask if we should eat at home or eat out.
Leaving the old life behind, both Chen Sanxing and Chen Wenchen have embraced a new chapter in their lives. For successful entrepreneurs and life-saving doctors, time is precious. Taking time out of their busy schedules, Chan Shui Ling Wei-tai, founder and chairman of the world's largest rubber glove manufacturer, and other entrepreneurs, have come together to play the role of the painter in the scene, "Our mind is the source of our afflictions."
It was a challenge in the beginning to get all the movements right. But the more we rehearsed, the more we came to understand the meaning of this Buddhist text. They say failure is the mother of success and vice versa. So we should work to right our wrongs and repent.
Radiotherapy specialist Dr. He Guohuang is also playing the part of a painter.
I'm a very rational person and very rarely show my emotions, but I believe we all have an emotional side.
It's quite remarkable, actually. There are entrepreneurs among us. There are doctors among us. And we are all very busy people. But we have all set aside time together here for rehearsals, which, needless to say, were quite challenging for us in the beginning.
Precision, accuracy, and the perfect timing are all integral to a successful performance.
If we practice our movements repeatedly, we can get the gist of them. The biggest challenge for me, however, is to portray my movements more powerfully. I'm still struggling to get them right.
As practice makes perfect, the amount of time and effort these doctors and entrepreneurs put in makes the Sutra musical a much-anticipated performance.
Tzu Chi continues to help poor but worthy students in China's hinterland through scholarships that help students from junior high to college complete their education and therefore take a big step in breaking the cycle of poverty. In gratitude, these students become volunteers or look for employment through which they can repay the grace they have received.
Tzu Chi volunteers have returned once again to Guizhou's Luodian No. 1 High School to give students hope in the form of scholarships. 80% of those receiving the scholarships will graduate this year, and thus many take to the stage to express their thanks once more.
I want to take this chance to deeply thank my teachers and the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters for the help they have extended over these past 3 years. Thank you for making my education possible.
In gratitude, students also don't forget to serve their teachers a cup of tea. While at Guizhou and Guiyang universities, as volunteers hand out scholarships, they also encourage students to stay in touch with their parents, no matter how busy they are.
You young people are very blessed. You have parents as well as grandparents you can call. For us volunteers, at our age, our elders have already passed on. Seeing you make those calls, I want to call someone as well. But who would I call?
6 of the scholarship recipients will be graduating this year, including Wang Huadong, who recently found a job in agriculture industry and hopes to do his part for society.
My vow is to use the skills I have learned in college to help ensure people have access to safe and fresh vegetables.
Thanks to Tzu Chi's commitment, every year, more and more students like Wang enter the workplace with love and compassion in their hearts.
Next, we meet 11-year-old vegetarian Li宇哲, who has embraced vegetarianism since birth. As a vegetarian, Li's physical performance is just as good as his peers. He also has a mild temper that allows him to learn with a calm mind.
I like to learn the piano. It relaxes me. Because I might join the music class.
He shows a lot of enthusiasm on things he enjoys doing.
20%偶服就是比售价比原价少20%，所以你要先100减1。
深入性的题目或比较有挑战性题目的时候，
He shows enthusiasm in learning about difficult or challenging topics or subjects he is unfamiliar with.
表现出那种很积极参与的态度出来。
这个是人数，然后这个是比例。
If there is a difficult math question, he would want to solve it quickly.
好了吗？
要算到最减分数。
那我们每天是7点。
We practice hard like a track team on the field. During practices, his physical performance is about average. He does not lag behind.
也没有比较差。
蛙跳、浮力引针、仰卧起坐，还有蹲站。喜欢做哪个？蛙跳。为什么？很好玩。从什么时候开始吃素？我妈的肚子。你最喜欢哪些蔬菜或是水果？我呢？白萝卜煮汤很好吃。你看到同学吃鸡腿，你会不会很羡慕啊？不会，因为我在吃薯条。有机会啊，会想要叫同学跟你一起吃素。
I did once. He is my friend. Inviting a friend to adopt a vegetarian diet. How should I describe it? I felt pretty good about it. They gave me the chore of cleaning the toilet, so I got angry.
你气多久？10分钟后就和好了。
他的个性上
I think he's very mild-mannered.
他是比较温和一点。
柬埔寨古迹也很不错，就是。
Fernando de Magallanes. He led an expedition around the world.
Taiwan is gifted with nearly 2.2 million hectares of lush green forests, which cover about 61% of the island. Sadly, on average, more than 20 forest fires occurred per year. Though 40% are from natural causes, the rest are caused by men. In a new series that begins today, we learn about forest fires in Taiwan.
Why does Lishan in central Taiwan continue to catch fire?
The forest of Lishan is mostly made up of red pines and other conifers. This high-altitude coniferous forest is full of fallen foliage. As the dried-up needle-like leaves do not decompose, they are easily flammable. The foliage of pine trees are rich in lipids and therefore won't decompose easily. In dry areas such as Lishan and Nantou, this can easily lead to wildfires. Forest fires can occur anywhere and no trees are safe when a fire occurs. This precious Taiwan red pine is now dying after surviving a fire. Forest fires might lead to the extinction of some rare species. So in terms of ecology, they will leave irreversible damages.
Natural causes of a forest fire are lightning, spontaneous combustion of biogas, or when twigs rub against each other. However, most of the forest fires in Taiwan are man-made.
Right below the forest is a public cemetery. Whenever people come to pay their respects and burn joss paper, they might accidentally start a fire.
A small spark can light up a whole forest, and those fighting on the front lines are none other than Taiwan's park rangers.
Once I was fighting a forest fire when some rocks came falling out of nowhere and struck my knee. I had to get stitched up and was hospitalized for a week.
On average, a park ranger is responsible for over 1,800 hectares of Taiwan's forests. Li Awei, who has battled more than 150 forest fires, has nearly lost his life many times, as fighting fire in the wild is a very dangerous business. In forests where fires occur frequently, rangers will clear up a firebreak along the ridgelines.
In areas where wildfires occur frequently, there might be trouble getting the personnel to the location of the fire due to the terrain.
Now helicopters are used to douse fires with water. Though new equipment can make fighting forest fires easier, the scars left behind cannot be undone.
This forest in Puli, Nantou, under the management of the Forestry Bureau, just survived a wildfire 3 weeks ago. Though many trees and branches were burned, life always finds a way, as underneath the ashes, new plants are sprouting. If there is no new fire, these new plants will grow into a forest in 5 to 10 years. There is no need for reforestation.
Some scholars see wildfires as part of nature's way and believe humans should not intervene. A forest is home to many precious animals, insects, and plants. To save our forests from wildfires, we should maintain a safe distance and leave the forests alone.
In the wake of the deadly tremor in Nepal, some classrooms at the Bagisori College were left severely damaged. Upon learning of the situation, Tzu Chi decided to build a prefab classrooms on behalf of the school's faculty and students. The principal of the school later made it a point to attend a video conference with Master Zheng Yan to express his deepest gratitude to Tzu Chi for its assistance.
After 8 days of hard work, Tzu Chi's first prefab classroom in Nepal is nearing its final phase of construction. Let's take a closer look.
With books in their hands, students wait anxiously for their turn to enter the prefab building built by Tzu Chi. This nearly 30 square meter large classroom is equipped with windows, a large carpet, and a whiteboard. From now on, students of Bagisori College don't have to study in the hallway.
Because it will be much easier to conduct a lesson inside the new prefab classroom. All the teachers and students are extremely happy. From now on, I believe students will study even harder because they can finally continue their education in a worry-free environment.
After the earthquake, we had a big problem. I would like to extend my gratitude for kind help.
The principal at the school makes it a point to attend the video conference with Master Zheng Yan to thank Tzu Chi for giving students a safe haven to continue their studies.
教育就是希望工程嘛，我们能做到的也会尽量来帮助。像这样的福田呐，都要多撒播种子哈，可以多造就他们的人才。
Knowing that character education begins at a young age, during class, Principal Shrith introduced the NGO's philosophy and Jing's aphorisms in hopes of inspiring the youngsters to have a heart of compassion and kindness. To extend their assistance to quake survivors in Nepal, Reason Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team traveled to Kirtipur and organized a free clinic on behalf of the residents there.
Arriving in Kirtipur without their tent, Tzu Chi volunteers could not hold a free clinic under the scorching sun. After talking with local volunteers, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to set up the free clinic in the nearby homes. As part of the setup for the free clinic venue, some residents laid wooden boards on the floor. Then the medical volunteers brought tables and chairs, and one resident even turned his room into the VIP examination room. To set up the registration area near the entrance, some residents brought a tarpaulin and hung it over the roof and a tree with the help of Tima doctors. The medical volunteers made do with the scarce resources.
There's a gutter underneath. With a shack and wooden board, it is their home.
After serving 111 residents in one morning, the medical volunteers were soaked in sweat, but were still grateful.
I know when there's heavy rain, water will seep in, but everything worked out fine here. The weather is good with a gentle breeze.
Dr. Wang Yaoming from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital's imaging department is also grateful for the favorable weather conditions.
This blue sky and the daylight allows us to check the patient's X-ray images.
The team of doctors took on many tasks, and their efforts and words impressed the local volunteers.
So you are seeds. With more seeds of kindness as days go by, this place will become more blessed.
As the medical volunteers treat illnesses and soothe anxious hearts, their efforts are healing the people of this wounded land.
Sadly, not all of Tzu Chi's relief efforts in Nepal have a happy ending. Tzu Chi's 8th disaster relief and medical team came across an infant suffering from HCMV infection at a free clinic in Bangamati on June 14th, as treating the disease requires a special medication which cannot be found in Nepal. It was up to the 9th Tzu Chi team from Taiwan to bring the baby the life-saving drug. Sadly, when the 9th team arrived just 3 days later, the baby boy had already succumbed to the illness.
At Tzu Chi's free clinic in Bangamati, Nepal, a mother is here for the sake of her 2-month-old baby boy.
The boy suffers from rubella and HCMV infection. His liver is enlarged and it looks like he also has jaundice. His growth is affected as a result.
Unfortunately, doctors in Nepal don't have the meds required to treat the boy, so Tzu Chi's free clinic is the mother's final hope.
Treating HCMV requires a special kind of medication. We just found out that they don't have this drug in Nepal.
Remembering the mother's plea, the 8th Tzu Chi team sent news back to Taiwan so the next team can bring the medication the boy needs.
We have to teach the mom how to grind the pills into powder form. We will have to return 4 days later to make sure the mom is doing it right on her own.
However, the medication could not save the life of the little boy in time. On the day the 9th Tzu Chi team arrived, the baby succumbed to his illness.
We have brought this drug for your child. To hear such news is just heartbreaking.
Tzu Chi volunteers conveyed their deepest condolences to the father. Next to him, the boy's grandma breaks down at the sight of the volunteers and their caring words.
Tell her to be strong. Tell her we will all lend her our strength.
Holding the grandmother's hands tightly, volunteers know that the only way to prevent such a tragedy in the future is to elevate the quality of medical care in Nepal, something that they are doing their best to make happen.
We go to British Columbia, Canada at the end of the show, where Tzu Chi volunteers in Surrey held a scholarship award ceremony on behalf of 237 underprivileged yet deserving students. Besides being recognized for their hard work, students also received a new backpack. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.